It was an interesting moment for me at the time because I really wasn't seeking someone or anyone, I should say. I just hoped if I did meet someone that they would be a positive person to meet. Everything he was saying and doing was making me fall in love with him.
A lot of people quit going, that's just how it got to be. But she keeps on fighting and it takes a lot of guts. No justice, no peace!
You two are like two immature cartoon characters.
Objection. Where's any of this evidence of this?
Order.
I'm sanctioning you for $15,000.
I have a right to see my son.
This is all about a child. A poor boy born into a battle.
This is not justice! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No peace! No justice!
You're trying to have a judge removed.
I'll sanction her for thousands of dollars for coming to court.
How much money is Mr. K-Man, Mr. Gee paying you and your fellow judges to keep this woman away from her child?
I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I'm gonna survive, gotta survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I gotta survive. Even with your lies, I've gotta survive, gonna survive. Said I'm gonna survive, I'm gonna survive. Even with your lies.
This is the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Dr. Meleeka Clary is a clinical psychologist, actress, director, model, and human rights activist. On this program, Dr. Meleeka guides you toward a more fulfilling life through the power of positive psychology. And now, please welcome your host, Dr. Meleeka Clary.
Welcome to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show, where we're coming live. Woo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness. First of all, I gotta say, thank you, God, for allowing me to do this show and be able to say I love you to all my children. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Woo! I have to say that because I have to give God the praise, because without him, there's no me. Without him is no me. I have to say that because there's things I do in this world, and if I don't get a breath, I can't do it. It's done. You get to read all about the history of Dr. Meleeka Clary, you know, and I appreciate him letting me just get that one more day, you know, and I have to be grateful for that. I'm grateful because, I'm grateful for a lot of things, and I really want to talk about that gratitude and being grateful for doing things that I like to do and not be penalized for the things I like to do. And that's being me. Yeah, Meleeka. I like being me. And I don't say that in a conceited way. I say that in a grateful way. Because I think we are all different in our own way. But you got to like who you are. And I do. And I don't want to be nobody else. You know, I'm not envy of anybody else because I don't feel that I can't do something if I want to, I can. And that's how I feel. And I want people to understand that. It's very important for you to enjoy, but love who you are. And if you don't, and I have to keep on reminding people, if you don't like who you are, do something about that. But I don't think you should pull negativity to other people because you're not happy with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, go find something that makes you happy. You know, God gives you the ability to change something, and you can. You know, if you have past history of things that you've been through in life and you feel like you got gypped, well, you're still here to make those changes. Make them. Just make the changes. You know, you don't like, we already see how people are changing. If they don't like certain presentation, what do? They change it. Okay. Long as you are content with your decision, it shouldn't matter to anybody. But I know sometimes we let other people in our space and just poison how we feel. And you shouldn't do that. And in those people who are doing that, they shouldn't do that. I tell you over and over, seek help, therapy, so you can find yourself and find your love and your joy within yourself. Because that will work for you. You know, no one can make you do something and feel different. But if you go speak to a professional, they can help you analyze that, how you feel. And then you maybe look at life a little differently. You know, you're not stuck. If you're still here, you're not stuck. You can still rewrite the story. I think a lot of people think they can't rewrite the story. You can rewrite the story if you want to. Oh, absolutely. I'm rewriting mine. And I thought many years I was stuck, and I was not stuck. I prayed about it because I needed help. And I've always thought God was there for me. It's just sometimes you feel like maybe he's not listening because I keep on crying and asking him his help all the time. But he was. I didn't know the plan. And I still don't know the plan. I'm still waking up like, oh, what is this plan? You know, I just get up and I do whatever I set myself up for that day. Sometimes there's a monkey wrench right in it. And it's like, that wasn't in the plan, but I got to deal with it. Good or bad, I got to take it for what it is. And that's what I believe. I truly believe that. And I want people to understand that because it's not over. Yeah, I look at life like I got more years behind me than in front of me. I get that part. But what those years could be, make every day count. Make every day count, people. Don't take one day for granted. I said good or bad. Don't take it for granted because you just don't know when you're going to get an opportunity. We don't know. I go to sleep. I don't know if I'm going to wake up in the morning. I have no clue because this is when I say we have no control of our own life. And I don't say that in a like, oh my gosh, you're supposed to be scared. No, that is reality. You know, people move in this world. Objects stay, but people move, and you'll see it. As you know, we go through a lot of things. We're seeing relatives pass on, elderlies pass on, elderly aunts, uncles, you know, cousins, you know, even some people who are not elderly, you're seeing them pass on. So you know that we're not here permanently. So I say this to you because I want you to try to enjoy what you got. Have the memories, keep them with you, but keep it moving towards a positive. Keep it moving and do something. And even if it's something that you feel like you can't bear because you're missing this person, miss them, share your story with other people about them, let it out, talk about the joy that you've had with these people, loving people, friends, and everyone, because it will help you move on in life instead of dwelling on missing them and then you being stuck. You got to think about things that I really want to say that the person that passed on want you to live your best life. That's the way it goes. And you should, until it's your time. And that's the truth. I mean, you know, you're not going to get out of what they went through. And it is what it is. But you can just embrace life. Life, people. I mean, I try to embrace that as much as I can. As much as I can. Life is too short. And it is short. Today you spoke to somebody, tomorrow they're gone and you don't speak to them no more. It's like, what? What is that? And you're just still trying to figure it out, that process. It's part of life, unfortunately. It really is. And I say that because I go through it. So I know what you're going through. But I want to really just explain that even though it's happening, don't let it take over you. Don't let it kill your joy. Don't be stuck. Don't be stuck in that. Just enjoy the memories that you had with those individuals. And whatever past experience you've had in the past, and it may not have been positive, let it go. Move on. Let it go. Because you'll be the better you if you let it go. You'll be a better version of you. I promise you that. I know some things are so hard and you're just like, and that's why our mind did, right? We just keep on pulling that negativity, and then by the time you know it, you're sitting there and you're feeling bad. You got to fight your own self. That's why I say, sometimes you got to fight your own self. You have to say to yourself in the mirror that I'm going to get through this. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to get through this because you're worth it. You are worth it. So why not? You're still here. I mean, if you could say that, you're still here. So you might as well do something with it. You might as well do something, people. You might as well do something. Today is about me just sharing you things I've done over the last week or so, but also just being grateful. Grateful of life, of still being here and enjoying life. So you're going to welcome you are welcome into the Dr. Meleeka Clary show of gratitude, positive psychology, and being joyful of just being here. So with that being said, I'm going to take a brief commercial and I'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary show powered by Sweet Recordings. Don't go nowhere, fam. We'll be right back. Even in young individuals, older, communication, active listening, it helps. Because if a person is telling you something, try to listen to something they're saying. I have to say, when you touched about suicide too, people say, oh, well, that's the first time I heard or didn't know. Well, are we not communicating? Are we not talking?
Right.
Because how are you not knowing what's going through in this individual's mind? Are we not asking another person? How can you be a wife or a husband and you're in the same home and not knowing what your wife or husband is going through? And then all of a sudden this person commits suicide. I think we need to change that. Where's the communication? Where is not seeking therapy? Is it our pride? Are we ashamed if we're having these thoughts? Because that's where the mental illness is developing even more, because people are not sharing or caring enough, or it's a phase, because that's what I'm seeing. And that's across the board. It doesn't matter who you are. If you could be a celebrity, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor, you could be a server. It doesn't matter. But you're human. So to me, we need to start changing the communication process. We need to talk. Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary show, powered by Sweet Recordings. I love that clip. I was with my good friend. I want to say more than a friend. He's just my bestie. And I'm going to talk about him too. Only because, and that's Melvin Glover. He has a stage name, Melly Mel. I'm going to go right into it because we just seen a clip on the commercial. When you're feeling something, and I'm going to tell you something, I've been knowing him for over 20 years. And when you're feeling some way, and you're going through personal things in your life, it could be relationship or whatever, caregiving, something that you're doing in your life. And you call up a friend, you say, hey, I need to get out of town. I need to do something because I need to be me a little bit, and I used to just jet off and travel here and travel that because I took the position of taking care of my mom. That slowed me down a lot. But not even just that. I had a bad car accident a couple of years ago. So driving was kind of a little PTSD for me. And now I don't think I ever shared that like that because it's hard. It was really bad. I'm glad I lived through it, but some people didn't live through an accident like that. And I was fortunate. I did live through it. And I was grateful, but to get in the car and drive so many hours, and, I have to do all this prompting so I can gear up to go traveling because my back ain't always the rightest because of the car accident. And, but I took me some muscle relax. I was good to go. So don't want to have to live on them, but that's part of it, unfortunately. That's my story right now. But I think mind over matter took place. I was feeling some way. I wasn't at a good space that I want to say. When I say good space, I wasn't feeling the greatest. I was feeling like, I want to do me. I have to fill up my cup. And my cup was real low. And I had made a call. Melvin, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to New York. I need to do something. He open arms, whatever. Let me know. We going to do things. No problem. That's like a ball of fun. Don't bring no negativity with that one. Okay. And I will say that he always lift up my spirits. And I did some lifting up this past weekend. Even to him, he even said it was a great time. My gosh, it don't always be like this. But you know what? I think the joy for me was getting in the car and just driving and finding my peace that way too. And I felt that. It felt like, yeah, I got to look at the trees and traveling and looking at views again. And it was just like, wow, this is life. This is wonderful to feel this feeling, and that's part of filling up my cup, because I enjoy traveling, but I also enjoy spending time with me. I should say that, because that's the important part. I had some time with me, and I needed to, it's almost like I had to check myself. Like, who are you again? Sometimes when you do a lot of things for other people, you forget. You're all in the mix and you forget who you are. Here I am, the identification of oneself. I already know that part. But sometime on the way, you forget who you are. You're helping this person, you're helping that person. And you don't know, you're like, which way you go. But I got to say to you, you can't help no one if you don't help yourself in a positive way. You're no good for anybody, nor yourself. And that's something I realized over these last 3-4 days. I'm not good for no one else if I can't help myself and do something that brings me joy. And that was one of them. I was getting in my car and driving away and having a good time. I went to the Bronx and, just went on my little scooter, right around. It was like, hey, why not? You know what I mean? And that was a good time. And I started feeling like, yeah, this is good. I made it here safe. God is good, and I did some things, and you can check my social media, people. I posted some stuff. I've, went to first of all, I went to see Melly Mel in concert with Scorpio, the Furious Five, and they did wonderful as usual. Wonderful show. And I will be posting more of that too. Because you know what? I like to share my experiences, because it tells you can get up and do things. And if you're not feeling that great about something, go around people that's going to help you or lift you up. And that's what I did. I got to meet some people that I didn't know. And I maybe seen some people before on television or anything, or heard of them, but never met them. And just to listen to them chop it up and enjoy life. I've learned so much wisdom over the weekend. It brings me nothing but tears and joy, because wisdom, some people that you can learn from, stories they tell, just where they started, where they're at, what they're doing, and I just love that. I mean, I gotta say this so many times, storytelling. You have my ear. I love storytelling. It is so much fun when I hear people story tell. I'm like a little girl. I just want to go and get the popcorn and sit there and just listen all day, because that's what it is. And it's their stories. So I did a lot of that over the weekend. I want to say it started Friday into Monday. And it was just wonderful. The concerts were great. Like I said, I'm going to show you all the social medias. And if you haven't already seen, please check me out. Because I've also, there's some bodybuilders. Oh my gosh. Woo! I did not know there's so much behind bodybuilding. That was amazing. I mean, amazing, people. Amazing. And to hear their stories, like just to see people chatting it up, and I network because, I'm going to, because they're people and they've been through things. And if you want to get into the industry of bodybuilding, you want to check out some of my segments. I got something coming for you, because this is some pros and cons in their story, and I have to share it. And I've learned so much. Like I said, the short amount of time that I met these individuals, it was just uplifting. Like, wow, really? And I'm amazed with that. I'm like a kid, when I'm around people and I don't know something, and I'm just like, tell me more, please, please, please. And I just love that. And I just beg for more. Please give me more. And they did. They gave me some contacts. And so we'll see. They're gonna give me more. And I want to share it. See, friends, I like to share information with you, because like I said, there might be things that you don't know and you want to venture off in some of these different careers, but the beauty behind the careers and the things they do too. So I'm gonna come back with some more storytelling. I will be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Do not go nowhere, fam. I'll be right back.
Tell me a little bit about what you do as a clinical psychologist.
Well, I see clients regarding depression, bipolar, personality disorders, because we know we have many out there. Yeah. So I help people deal with that and their families and everything like that.
And of course, mental health right now at the forefront, so important as people really start to kind of work on. I feel like we're gaining ground to understand that it is something that we can talk about, that we can seek help for.
Yes, it's been important. I think a lot of people didn't realize how important it is since the pandemic, but it's been important, just like physical, your medical condition. So yes, I've always thought it was, but I'm glad that we're getting help. And people are identifying it, because that's what's important. Many people wasn't identifying mental health issues. They just thought, oh, maybe you're having a bad day. Mm-hmm. No, that's labeled depression. If you're constantly having that bad day, every day you're waking up with that feeling, you need to seek help. You need to talk about it, communicate.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show, where we are live. Welcome back, people. Oh, goodness. Before I left, before we took a brief commercial, I was talking about bodybuilding. These individuals are like, woo! But you know what? There's a story behind that. And I met some interesting people. And I loved it. Melly took me over and it was like a 40th anniversary of Bev's gym. And I just happened to come in town. That's what we were saying. Like, everything's happening this weekend, and you come, and it doesn't always happen, like he said. So it was God saying to me, get up and go. This is the best time to take your break and fill up that cup. Woo! Did I fill up my cup? And it was just good time, good spirits, good people, and that's what it was about. It wasn't no one trying to be better than anybody else or hating or anything. It was just having a good time, laughing, enjoying, taking pictures and memories. Oh my gosh. And I didn't know any of these people. Like I have to say, I've seen bodybuilders and on TV. My dad used to watch it, but I didn't know. But I did contact my sister, and she knew every one of them. Every one of them. She was like, this person, that was. I said, yeah, I remember hearing that name, and I believe we took some pictures. Yep. Yep. And it was amazing that she knew. And I was just like, yeah, but I felt like a baby, in a candy store. Ew, wow. I was like this, that my eyes was big. I thank God for that. I thank Melvin for inviting me. And it was just a wonderful time, and it took my mind off of certain things in my life. Like I said, I can go through something personal in my life, and it's like, it ain't right. but I have to find myself on certain things. And sometimes you take some time for yourself. You start to think, wow, this feels good. I like this feeling. I don't like the negativity feeling, but I like this feeling. And sometimes you got to will yourself back. And I do. I have to will myself back on certain negative vibes that I don't like that's in my surroundings. And I have to change that. Sometimes you got to change that. And you just got to go ahead and do something for you. So it could be a positive movement for yourself. And you got to convince yourself. And that's what I did this weekend. It was hard because, you know, I really want to say it was hard because my mom was thinking, you know, I still go through course stuff. I still personal relationships and friendships and other things that goes different ways. Caregiving for mother. I mean, all this up in my head. And I'm just like, how do you just take a break and drop it like the mic? Drop it. You know what I mean? Drop the mic. And that's what I had to do this week. Drop the mic. And I have to say that like that because that's exactly what I did. Drop the mic and said, get in the car and go. Swoop. And that's what I did. And sometimes you got to do that. And I had a wonderful time. And I try to have a wonderful time every day, but not always the case because I am a person just like every one of you out there listening. You already know you have responsibilities that you decide to take upon, and you have challenges. And every day is a challenge because we just don't know what's going to happen. And you don't know what you got to get through that day. You just ask God to get you through it, whatever the unseen things. And that was an amazing time to enjoy that. And I was so blessed to meet so many people that I, you know, spoke to them and said, I'm amazed by you. I'm amazed by you, you know, and offering to be on a Dr. Meleeka Clary show because Sharon's caring people. You know, everyone has a story, but to me, amazing people, and I want you to meet them too. Everyone. It's like I told you, it doesn't matter your previous stuff. It's, you know, accolades. You're a person, and you have something to share, and it helps our generation because there's so many people that want to do things in this life, and sometimes they just don't know how to connect the dots. And me sharing that or my experiences, I'm hoping I'm giving you some strength and motivation to do just that. You know, motivation to do some things that you want to do. And if you ever struggle with that, you know, I told you, go on to my website, drmeleekaclary.com, all my social medias, email me. You know, I can hook you up with different people to help you get through that. You know what I mean? And because you don't have to do it alone. I just want to let you know that you're not alone. And we all get to that point in our life that some people might cause a nervous breakdown. Some people might call it that, or just a standstill, or like, or maybe you're even just call it depression. And how do you get out of that? Well, you got to change something in your life. You know, not every day is going to be like a fun day, but if you could try to take something out of that day that was positive, you'll have more fun out of it. And I have to sincerely say that to you. If you could take something positive, even though it may not be the most positive, but if you could take one thing, it might be just this. Listen to this. It might be got in a car accident. The wheel came off your car, but you're still alive. Yeah. That's positive. You made it. The wheel didn't make it, but you made it. Take that. Take that with you. Because that's something that unseen things. You can't see that it was going to happen, but it did. Don't dwell on what happened. Get it fixed. Call what you need to call. Do what you got to do. Praise God that it wasn't you rolling down that street. And I say that because that happened to one of my kids. And before that, I had another experience with my son choking. It was just, oh my gosh, I found all this stuff. And it's like, and you know, that God, he works by giving me the strength to get through all them situations. And it got my kids safe. they're safe and okay. But that's what life does. It throws a curveball at you, and you're just like, what? How do you deal with that? So all these things are in my mind, I'm going through. And I'm like, I mean, I was drained by when it came to Thursday. I was like, oh my goodness, I went through this week. I went through that. Then any fallouts of friendships or personal friendships or personal relationships, I gotta go through that. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm getting hit, beat, smacked, thrown onto the side. And I'm still caring for my mom because, you know, every day is a challenge for her. So, you know, it's just like, so when you get a chance to go somewhere and do something to lift you up, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I will say it is amazing. And that's what I felt. I felt over the weekend. I was just in bliss. I mean, in bliss. And, you know, and to be able to just sit on and watch concerts and people perform, and they look great doing it and feeling good about it. It was like, look at their joy, how they shine. You know, I mean, it was like, yes, and I'm enjoying the music too. Almost like, oh, this is me in dancing. I didn't dance a whole lot. I will say that. I did dance enough, but because, I mean, maybe you don't know, maybe you do know, I probably shared it on the segment, because of the car accident I had. There's certain things I can do and I don't, but I have to take some medicine to be able to do me again, you know, which is sad, but that's called pain and suffering, right? Unfortunately. But I did my best, you know, and with that being said, I was able to enjoy and had some time, me time. And it was fun to enjoy and listen to music and, you know, just being around other people, you know, I mean, just all types of people, you know, it wasn't just celebrities I was around. I was around all types of people. And I just loved it. It was great. It was a good feeling because I'm a social person. You know, I like being around people. That's why I chose this field, clinical psychology, because I love learning about people's behaviors. And that's something that makes me just feel good inside. But I've picked the professions I picked in my life, you know, being a human rights activist, being a law professor, you know, being an actress, model, all these other places. And, you know, I mean, all these other positions that I hold, these titles, it's because it has to do with people. And that's what it is. I mean, that was my niche. You know, somebody asked me, how can you do all these things? I just do it because I like it. I like educating people. I love talking to people. I like motivating people. I like helping people. It's just a natural. And I don't try to be like anybody else but me. God chose me to be who I am. I mean, if somebody asks me, who do you idolize? I idolize God. I got some favorites out there, but I idolize God. And that is the truth. So with that being said, I'm going to take a brief commercial and I'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Don't go nowhere, fam. We'll be right back.
Oh, look at this huge group here. They look fantastic, especially this guy at the back here. Look at this. Look at this. Look, ta-da, ta-da. Oh! Get off my... Yeah, I was like, oh, get off my foot. Tell us about you guys.
Well, they're from Boston. I'm from Indianapolis. We're here with Three Corners of Deception movie. Here's the director right here, Dr. Meleeka Clary. I'm Will Garth, the cinematographer. Our movie can be found on Amazon Prime. We have some of the actors and cast. We got Lance Lacconi, the promoter, executive producer. These are also her daughters, her sister, her friend. We're all here. We're all big family.
We are family. Wow.
Production manager, actress, all in the movie Three Corners of Deception. Hello, promoter Lance Lacconi. Say hello. Hello.
He's the Godfather, right?
I know, the
Godfather. Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show, where we're coming live. You know, I love seeing that commercial. It was some fun time there, you know. I call that Will Goth. He's like my adult son. He's my DP. He's everything to me. He's my adult son. He just looks so cute with his outfit. They all look cute, and all my kids and everything. We just have fun. That was so much fun. Back to what I was trying to say. Well, I've been trying to say a lot of things. And just being grateful for things that you get an opportunity to experience. And with that being said, I was invited to a party. Fat Joe, happy birthday again, belated birthday. It was great. Melly, I was one of his guests that showed up to I didn't know this was happening. I didn't know. And he didn't really. He was just like, you came on the wonderful weekend. We just kept saying, like, this is awesome. And I met a lot of people. Some people I did know. And it was good to know that, hey, Keith. Hey, Keith Sweat. That's my Keith. He cool. And, running into some of the people I did know before or met them on the way of what I've been doing in life. It was just, good. And then some people, they knew my people, and that's how I knew them. And it was just like, we just chatted it up. So it's great. And to meet so many other people. But here's the thing that I got out of that. It was a good time. And it wasn't just a party. And this is what I got out of Fat Joe. It was his celebration for his 56th birthday. But one thing he said is enjoy life. Live it. Okay? And that's what I saw in people who had gratitude to enjoy life. He made it to 56 years old, and he enjoyed being there and celebrating with friends and other people that, new friends of friends. And that was great. And it was great. I took lots of pictures. If you want to see it all, go to social media, because I put it up there as much as I could, right? Because I was just amazed and just having a good time and eating some wonderful food, drinking some mimosas, because y'all already know I love my mimosa. So it was a good time, and it was positive. It was a positive moment. And I cannot be more grateful for meeting, people I did not know, and just chat it up and watch people chat it up and enjoy and talk about history and storytelling, more stuff, more storytelling, more fun. And, like I said, that was like time that I wanted to dance. It was like not much dancing, but I tried to do my best. But I think there was not much dance because everybody was just so happy being there and just wanted to hug and take pictures and just laughing it out. But me, if I'm going to a party, I might be the only one on the floor. And me and Mel, we was the only ones on the floor. I was like, let's go. Let's try. Of course, with the injuries I have, I still try to do a little bit of something, right? That's what I do. I'm not ashamed to say with medicine, I'm able to do it. Maybe one day physical therapy ain't working. They want me to have surgery. I'm not sure. Kind of, I have to say, I don't think that might not happen, me doing surgery, because as I hear it, you still might have the problem. And I'm like, I don't know. That's my back. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I have to really look into that. But at the moment, I'm doing pretty okay. I'm like, okay, I'm just working it through. I do my prayers and ask God, please let me enjoy the things I love the most. Please. And if I got to take a muscle relaxer, then it's fine. I have to do what I got to do. But then those wear and tear, you just get used to it. You're like, oh my gosh. So I'm not even with that at all. But I try to do some things natural too. And, sometimes it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's the way I feel. But yeah, I have to say that. But for the most part, I think I did pretty good. I had fun, and I came there to enjoy, and I did. It was a wonderful time, and just to look that, people just want to have a good time and enjoy life. I like that feeling, living life. And I couldn't explain it any other way. It's just to live life. It doesn't matter what kind of status you are. You may say, well, they're celebrities. They're people. That's what they are. They're people. At the end of the day, they're people. They only got one life. They want to enjoy life. Why not? and laugh and joke, and they got history. There's a different type of lifestyle when you perform and you meet other artists who's in the entertainment industry. We all got, and I still ran another friend of mine, as an actor and stuff like that. I've known him. And I was like, yeah, I've seen him before. I don't know personally like that, but we've seen each other before. And I chatted with him, and it was just like, I was like, okay, yeah. This is what I run into, but I run into a lot of people when I go to different events. I meet all types of people. And I really do like that. And it was fun. It was enjoying, and it was no negativity. Nobody came to do nothing but enjoy Fat Joe's 56th birthday party and enjoy with him and celebrate that moment. Because that's what life is. Sometimes you don't know, if you're going to get to the next age. So why not celebrate if you can? And that's how I look at it. I try to celebrate every year. That's why y'all already know I'm the month baby. Yep. I celebrate my birthday month. I know, sounds a little bougie, but that's okay. Because life, they knew I was coming. So why shouldn't I celebrate the whole month? They knew. And that's how I feel. They knew, and I, God willing, if October's coming, it's kind of what I want to do. Still celebrate whatever I want to do and enjoy life, because life is too precious and too short. I mean, you think 100 years or maybe 120, that's short when you don't want to go. When you look in the biblical sense, they was living for 996 years, and we only get a measly maybe 100, maybe not. I mean, that's the goal, right? I mean, I get it. Some people around that age might want to go because it's like, your bones are brittle and all this stuff. Yeah, I get that part. But for the most part, you're trying to enjoy all the way up, and some of us are cut short, and it's like, but you don't know the plan. So why not celebrate your birthday? Many people always say, you can't validate Christmas, Halloween, or, all the Easter and all these other holidays. You can't validate that because, there's no real validation if those names or events actually mean something. I mean, biblical wise. And I do believe God, and I believe in those days, but I have to say, and I will always say this, you can validate your birthday because there is two social individuals, I want to say. It's your parents. They were here before you. So they can validate that your birthday and you was not here before. So if you need some validation on some events and the date or time and whatever, you got your birthday. You weren't here before. There was some other siblings here before you. So celebrate it, embrace it. Even if you don't treat it like it's just one day. Like what I mean by one day, it's just a day. No, it's a day you was born. I mean, so look at it and change that. Because, people say it's just another day. I know we're getting older and you might feel like, oh, I'm getting older. Embrace the fact that you are getting older, or you're just getting to be another age. You have an opportunity. I think that's a good word to say. You have an opportunity to get to another age, and you completed that. Like task, you completed that. Now you could throw that exit, done. You know what I mean? And that's something I want to change people's perception on that. Stop treating your birthday like it's just a day. It's not. It's a day that you were born, but a different year as you multiply. So try to change that. Even if you got a little birthday cake, little cupcake, put a little candle, have a birthday to yourself, blow it out and make a wish. Okay. Maybe that wish would be just enjoy that day and that God gave you that moment, or change something. Or maybe you were able to change something that you don't like, so you can change your thinking to like something like that. Okay. All right. You know what? With that being said, I'm going to take a brief commercial, and I'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Don't go nowhere, fam. We'll be right back.
You're a clinical psychologist.
Yes.
Filmmaker.
Yes.
Actress.
Yes.
Model.
Yes.
How do you find the time to everything?
Well,
it's amazing. Many congratulations with everything.
Thank you. I think life, that's what it is. I mean, I'm 50, so I have a lot of life there. So experiences and challenges and, things I wanted to do in life.
I just love, I can feel the passion of that you have for your work. Yes. I can feel that. You and I have only just met this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But you have so much involvement with people, your patients, clients, and you love it, don't you? You really do.
I do.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. I love that video too. You love it, don't you? I love his accent. You love it, don't you? I love his accent. Oh my goodness. The people on the way you meeting, you're just like thrilled. I show my commercials because I met so many people on the way when I was touring for the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show, the Three Corners Deception movie. And it's just so much fun, to enjoy. And like I said, I'm a people person, so I try to do that. And, so going back to my little experiences that I've had, I filled up my cup. The party I was enjoying. It was fun. I loved it. And it was amazing. It was an amazing time. And then, the concerts, I met so many other people. And I have to say, I want them on the show. I've met all types of celebrities and Trek from Naughty by Nature. It's funny because I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was him. Like, I was really enjoying. Took me back to memory lane. Took me back to the kid in me. And I was like, yeah, this is fun. It's just so much fun. It was really enjoying, sometimes you just wondering like, where's these people at, and that's what the networking comes like, where you been, what you doing, how can people celebrate life with you? And that's what I like. I love that. How can people celebrate life with you? What you're going through, what you're doing, how can we support you, what you're doing? Because, some of these people been out in these entertainment industry for many, many years and doing a lot of things. And you just want to know what's going on, because, even though you got newer generation, but what about our generation? We're still here. We still like that fun. Sometimes I think we need to mix it up for the younger generation to the older generation, middle generation, so they can understand what kind of fun we did really have. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, sharing is caring. Like, know this, keep it alive, enjoy. And that's what I love. I love that. It's just amazing to do that. I'm hoping that I can get many people on the show. Because I was fascinated, and I know they got stories because I was already hearing it. And I was like, wow, really? And it was just amazing. So like I said, I like sharing, and I'm such a storytelling person. And when I hear wisdom, because that's, and I got to go back to that word, wisdom. I was like, don't keep that as a secret. We need to share that wisdom with other people, because that's how you grow. I grow from other people. I hear their stories. I hear what they've been through. I've heard the changes, what made them what they are now, and how they still are here, and how they got through it. Isn't that amazing? Say, when you want to know? Because I do. I mean, I told you my story, and I'm still telling you my story. Every day I try to, I get through my story, to be honest with you. Because all the things I go through, you would think, why are you still smiling? Because that's what I got. That's what I got. I got that smile to give me some joy. Because if I don't feel like smiling, then there's definitely something wrong. I think my brother said one time, if you don't talk, I know something wrong with you. Because you ain't talking. Okay, something wrong with this one. And true, call it what you want to call it. It is what it is. And that's how I feel about it. I try to enjoy as much as I can. And I want you to enjoy that. I want to go into it. Well, I gave you a little story of my wonderful weekend. So I appreciate that. And Melvin Glover, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you would think, really. You did amazing, and we had a great time, and you filled up my cup. It was great, really. We dropped the mic. Another one, because we outdid ourselves and just said we're gonna kick that negativity away, and we're just gonna throw with that positivity, and we're gonna make it happen. And we got through it, and it was great. Took me 12 hours to get there, and I was at bliss all the way back. I had enough of my cup to get all the way back. And I still, because now I'm able to be more of a caregiver for my mom and deal with any personal issues that I go through in my life and know how to navigate them. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you have to take care of you. You can't expect nobody else to take care of you. You do have to take care of yourself, your mental state of mind, because if you don't take care of your mental, your physical goes down. I told you the mind works with the physical. And sometimes you just got to be reminded by friends and, family that you are who you are. You could change some things if you want to. But if people want to be around you and be in your company, they need to accept you for who you are. And even me, I have to remember that, because I don't want to lose who I am. And I think that's so important. And I think for a little while, I was losing myself in ways that I was like, okay. It wasn't a bad thing. It was just like, am I living to the best of my potential? I had to ask myself that. And I don't think I was. I think I was having a moment. And that is it. I have to say that one more time. It's a moment. It's a moment. And it doesn't mean you have to stay in that moment. Doesn't mean that. Maybe I had to step back, collect my thoughts, come back to Meleeka and realize, Meleeka, what's up, girl? And get to know me all over again, right? You could do that. And that's what I did. Jump in the car and pull the Meleeka. And I felt really good about that. And it worked. It worked. And that's who I am. And I love that. And I wouldn't want no one to make me feel any different. Just being who I am. If, like I tell people over and over and over, if you don't like yourself, you could change it. Change who you are. You don't like who you are. But you shouldn't pull that negativity in somebody else to make them feel bad about them. Gratitude. I gotta enjoy that part. I love that. And I want people to understand that. If you don't see me all the time with a live show, I'm still around. It's only because sometimes I'm doing other things and collecting my thoughts and taking a break. But I'm on Ruka TV and Fire TV. So, and I'm all on the audios and audibles. And so you can catch segments, and some of those segments, I want you to just go watch them, because you may be in something that you might need to get out of. And, you may not get it from the new guest. You might get it from a previous or past guest, so, or an older clip or video, that I've made, and it's talking about your situation. So please, it's just to get you going to go ahead and watch the other videos as well. So if I'm not here, and it's not because I don't want to, it's because I'm also clearing up some things and doing some things. And so I can be the best version of myself, because sometimes you have to take that break. And I do. I try to do that well. Sometimes I have to be forced to take a break, because and that's life, right? That's life, because life is lifing. Life is lifing, and I'm a part of that life with you. So with that being said, I really want you to go and check out Ruka TV, Fire TV, Spotify, all these, iHeart, everywhere. I'm there. I'm global, so I'm still there. And we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, more people start to know more things. And thank you to all my fans for tuning into Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. And I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Share. Tell people, watch them, learn something. Learn something. Because that's what life is about. learning something new or learning something how to get out of something. That's a kicker, right? Learning how to get out of something is a wonderful feeling. Yes. And I want you to keep tuning because, I have that teaser, the Three Corners Deception 2 sequence. It's out there. So please go and view that. I'm telling you, I have things in the stew, God's plan, of course, to finish the Dr. Malik, the Three Corners Deception sequence 2 and the Boston Girls. You might read about it. I've been interviewed about it. So please read about it. You'll see what I'm doing. Eventually we'll see what happens in God's plan. I would stop getting out there filming more because the Boston Girls, that is a project that I just want to enjoy every bit of it. Because writing that movie brought me joy. It brought me joy because it's contributed to my dad, because he was a dreamer. And that's why I can't wait to actually stop filming that movie. I really can't. I mean, I might film that before Three Corners Deception 2, but timing is the essence. So when the time is right, I will. But I'm still going to talk about it. See, when you start talking about it, you believe it, you achieve it, and you shall do it. So, and the way I want to do it is filming in Boston, of course. That's where I'm from. But it's just something that, I just really want to see. I want to see that plan. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the plan with God, but it's in my mind. It's in my mind, and I'm thinking about it. And so every day I have a goal to think about that. And it gives me joy to even think about that. Dreaming. Somebody said, get away from me, to somebody negative. It was like, don't stay over there. I'm dreaming. They said, I'm too busy dreaming. You messing with my dreaming. And I love that. And I love that feeling of stay away from me. I'm just dreaming right now. I love that. Just dreaming. It's just joy. That's joy. Just dream, just to have those moments. So with that being said, I want you to keep following me. You already see over here my social medias. Share, learn something from, my stories, my experiences. Check my website, check things out. My social medias, it's out there. Google, I'm there. Just Google me. You see what the doctor's doing. Or you just see what Meleeka's doing. It's okay. Because I'm okay. Sharon's caring. I want you to know. I wouldn't have it out there if I didn't. I want you to have fun. And I'm trying to be a living example of enjoy your life. Even though when it doesn't feel like you shouldn't. You should. You should enjoy your life, every bit of it. Because we don't know when the ending. No one knows. You don't know when it's coming. It's coming, but you don't know when it's coming. And it doesn't matter how much money you have in this world. You can't take it with you. That don't mean go broke while you're here. I'm just saying that you can't take it with you. So enjoy it. Enjoy some of it. Do something you didn't do before. Enjoy it. Stop holding too tight. Because that's just holding too tight for the next person to enjoy. And whatever they do, you may not agree what they're going to do with it. But they're going to do it. Because that's their life. So why don't you enjoy your life while you're here? And stop not enjoying. So if I have to leave you with something, I want to leave you with that. Enjoy your life. Because you only got one life to live. And with that being said, I want you to enjoy the rest of your day and the weekend to come. And if no one said I love you, I love you. I don't need to know you. I do this show pro bono. So evidently I got some love for you. Yes, I do. So you can live a better life. And I'll say this. Thank you for tuning into the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. And until we meet again, may God be with you all and take care. God bless. Bye.